Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're taking a look at, well, some pretty fascinating, maybe even a bit unsettling source material. It's about a super app promising digital identity, free crypto even, but yeah, there are some serious questions hanging over it. We're diving into Sam Altman's World app and WorldCoin, our mission for you today. To really unpack this ambitious tech, explore its potential, could it actually democratize digital identity, but
Mm.
also shine a light on some, let's say, more dystopian vibes our sources pick up on.
Yeah, what's really compelling, I think, is how it tries to solve this big online problem.
Mm.
How do you prove you're a unique human, not a bot, right? So they propose this digital proof of humanity. You scan your iris, get WorldCoin tokens back. It's marketed as a way to verify you're human online.
Okay, let's dig into that. Our sources describe the pitch as sounding almost like science fiction written by venture capitalists. You go to one of these shiny silver orbs they have scattered around, scan your eyeball, get some world coin, and suddenly you've got this verified online ID. But almost right away, the sources flag these, well, they call them nuclear privacy concerns, which sounds pretty intense.
It does. And they claim privacy protection using something called zero-knowledge proofs.
Right. The idea being you can prove something like that you're unique without actually revealing the sensitive data itself, like your iris scan.
Exactly. But, and this is a big but, they're also building what's described as the world's largest biometric database at the same time.
That does seem like quite the contradiction, doesn't it?
Absolutely. That tension is really at the heart of it all. The promise of anonymity versus the reality of collecting incredibly sensitive data. They say they hash and anonymize the iris codes, turn your unique pattern into numbers, basically. But the sources critically remind us, and this is key, biometric data can't be changed like passwords once compromised.
Right. Unlike a password you can just reset if it leaks. This is
Over
permanent.
permanent vulnerability. That's the kicker.
And here's where it gets maybe even more ethically tricky. One source, Savage Reviews, points out where they're putting these orbs. Apparently, deployment is heavy in developing nations, often places with, let's say, less stringent data protection laws, offering crypto tokens as the lure, especially to populations that might be more economically vulnerable. The report calls it, pretty bluntly, digital colonialism disguised as financial inclusion.
Yeah, that framing definitely makes you think hard about the why, doesn't it? About the strategy behind where these things pop up. And while that free crypto is clearly tempting for a lot of people, regulators globally are noticing. We've seen European data agencies actually force them to delete iris data they'd collected.
Wow, really? Deleting the data?
Yeah, and it's not just Europe. You've got Germany, France, Kenya. They've banned operations, citing the risks of collecting biometric data. And maybe the biggest surprise, even China, not exactly known for shying away from surveillance, declared this kind of iris scanning a national security threat.
That's telling. When even China raises a red flag on surveillance tech.
It really highlights the global unease around collecting this unique, irreplaceable data.
So, okay, wrapping our heads around this. What does it all mean for you, the listener? We see this project, it has massive user numbers, over 35 million users, apparently. That number alone suggests, well, for a lot of people, the crypto reward is outweighing the skepticism about surveillance, doesn't it?
It seems that way for millions, yeah. And the World app itself, it's not just the scanning part. It's designed as a full crypto wallet. You can do transactions, there are chat features. For people in places with limited banking, this super app could look like a real path to, financial inclusion.
But the central question, the one the sources keep circling back to, is whether that utility is the main point or if it's really just the justification for building that giant biometric database.
Right. And if you kind of zoom out, connect the dots, this whole deep dive really throws this crucial tension into sharp relief, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It's the promise of cool new tech for, say, financial inclusion versus these really fundamental privacy violations with permanent biometric data.
Yeah, that point about permanence really sticks. Like the source said, biometric data can't be changed like passwords once compromised. Once it's out there, forever.
And that brings us to the big question for you listening right now. Does the promise of some free crypto, however appealing, really justify handing over your unique, irreplaceable biometric data permanently to a private company? It's a trade-off millions have already made, as we saw. But the conversation and, well, the potential long-term fallout, that's definitely far from over. Something to think about.